Yo, what's up everyone? West here, and this is a trade recap on how I banged a 8.73R trade on NASDAQ today on shorts. I did get a little lucky because news came out, and I mean, you can look at the candle. It dumped straight to my TP where I got filled at this low. Here's a little bias or overnight price action overview. But to start the week off, we had a gap down. I think this was about 110 points. We gapped down and then we retraced up to partially fill the gap, and then we just started dumping at the start of Asia. Part of why I was bearish too was because we are in negative gamma. So we are in negative gamma on the gamma index, and we have put wall below, which was my draw, but I decided to TP at this low just because 120 points is pretty decent for me, and I mean it was a 1 to 8R, so it's good enough for me. But we basically chopped down all night. In London, we had or pre-market, we had a pretty small reversal. And then when 6:30 opened, we just basically dumped into a London low or pre-market low and then reversed up. Now, given that we're negative gamma, I wasn't very bullish. And also because we have the put wall on here, as well as this hourly and 4-hour 0.5 right here. So the EQ, we are still in premium all the way up here. So for me, longs were just not on my mind. Shorts down to this put wall and down to this internal low, or sorry, this low right here, were really the only things I was looking for. All right, we're in replay mode now, but I just want to give you guys some of the confluences that I was looking at. So right here we have the 7 a.m. or the 10 a.m. EST key open. Some of you guys trade this. It's like the PAL strategy or whatever. I use it a lot now, but we opened at 10 a.m. relatively high into this New York range premium. For the OTE, I drew from this New York high to the New York low. Off of that, we have 618 and 65 that line up just above 7 a.m. and right near these GEX levels are 5 and lambda 7. Both are double plus levels, which are relatively high confluence levels. Notice we have an SMT where we have 3 SMTs with ES, one at this internal high at New York AM, one at this high, and then one at the pre-market high. So we have this triple SMT with ES coming into this OTE up here. So 7 a.m. opens, which I have marked out right here. Then we immediately dump, and we close as a 2-minute exhaustion right here. So after exhausting, I mark this out as a 2-minute RB, and then I structure this trade here. It was a 14-point stop loss at the CE of the 2-minute RB, out of 618 with the SMT and out of the GEX levels. If we want to look at ES also, we have again the SMT at New York high with NQ, and then if we take OTE from pre-market London low to New York high, we are in premium. ES at the same time, NQ was having a pretty aggressive dump, or rejecting out of OTE. ES was basically near high of New York. So this early weakness in NQ indicated to me that we could potentially dump on ES to take out some sort of liquidity, either at least New York low, some maybe OTE, or even London low. So on NQ, I set a limit order after we closed on the 2 and 3 minute exhausting out of the GEX levels and OTE. I set a limit at the CE of the 2 and 3 minute rejection block, and then I got filled right here, and it almost stopped me out. Daddy Donald Trump saved me. Yeah, this was like a 5-minute, maybe not even a 5-minute trade, but almost stopped me out by 2 points, and then we dumped into the TP and the high time frame 0.5. On ES, we actually swept London low by a tick or two, and then we tapped 705 and just started ripping up. So pretty good exit, even though I did want put wall. We did reverse out of that bullish structure right here. But yeah, I got ticked out of my short, and then NQ reversed, took out New York high, made SMT with ES, and then we just started dumping. But yeah, pretty decent day, and honestly a pretty textbook setup. If you guys have any more questions about GEX or this trade or OTE in general, just let me know. But that was it, and I'll see you later.